Hey kids, great job in science class today. What we did was we set up in our notebooks an experiment and we started to think about what is it that plants need to grow. This is Mr. Raudebush's notebook. So if you're from another class, maybe you did something slightly different. You came up with a different hypothesis, but the idea was basically the same. We talked about what do plants need to grow. I provided seeds or some object that we decided were seeds that we decided need to grow, and you guys came up with other suggestions for what plants need to grow. Dirt, rain, sunlight or light of some kind, air, space of some kind, some place for it to grow. Time was another suggestion. So we came up with a hypothesis, which is sort of like a guess about what you think something needs to happen, and it allows us to experiment. It's what's called like a framework for experiment. So we have a hypothesis that plants will grow from our seeds if they have air, sunlight, water, soil, space, and time. And what I had you guys do was set up this chart here. And in this chart, what I said was, you're going to be growing plants. And for one plant, you're going to include all of those things. Okay, this is what's called a control, but we'll talk about what that means later. In the second plant, and you're going to be doing this in cup number 1. I told you guys the first thing you're going to be doing in your experiment is labeling this cup number 1. Then the second plant is going to be grown in cup number 2. And in this cup, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing to see, do plants really need water to grow? So we're going to be in this cup, we're going to be trying to grow a plant without water. There's not going to be all the other things, but no water. In the third cup, we're going to be trying to grow the plants from with all the things, except for we're not going to have light. In the fourth cup, we're not going to have soil. And then I said the fifth cup is one for you to decide. I really want you guys to start coming up with your very own experiments. That's a huge part of what I want us to be doing in science, is for you to come up with your own experiments. So you decide, what are you testing in your fifth cup? Okay? So, this is the homework part of science class. We went over what we're going to be doing during our Zoom session. This part I'm about to be explaining is how to set up your experiment. This is just as important as attending a Zoom class. This is really the key part of science, is doing the experiments. So you really, really need to be following along with me and doing these experiments at home. This experiment is going to take 2 weeks to complete, right? Because you guys think that maybe plants need time to grow. So we need to allow time. And so we need to see, so this experiment is something that you're going to be working on every single day from now until our next science class. Okay? What you're going to need to set up this experiment are the things that are out here on the screen. You're going to need some water. And I put mine in a measuring cup. You could just get it in any kind of cup though. You have little plastic cups that are in your science kit, and you could use those as well. You're going to need the 5 paper cups that I provided to you in your science kit, and you're labeling them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to need the bag of soil that is provided to you in your science kit. You're going to need bag number 5. Bag number 5 have this bag of seeds in it. Okay, we were talking about that during class today. There's going to be one other thing you're going to get out from bag number 5, so you're going to need this. Optional, but recommended, is bag number 2. In bag number 2, there's a magnifying glass, so I'm going to tell you about why you might want to use that later in class today. You're also, from your kit, going to need a piece of foam. If you're a 4th or 5th grader, you might have a piece of foam that looks like this. If you're a 6th grader, you might have a piece of foam that looks like this, or maybe your piece of foam looks slightly different. Everybody has a slightly different kit because I gave the materials that I had. I didn't try to not buy new things because I would like to recycle as much as I possibly can. So your foam might look a little bit different, but you're going to want to get one of those pieces of foam. Okay? So what I recommend you do right now is pause the video, get out your notebook, get out the water, get out bag number 2, get out bag number 5 with the seeds in it, get out your cups, get out your bag of soil, pause the video, I'll wait a second, and when you're ready, start doing this alongside me, okay? Start setting up your experiment. Oh, something else you might want is I got this like tray, because I have these cafeteria trays to do my experiments on so things don't get messy. Make sure that you ask your parents about a good place where you're going to be keeping your plants, and maybe do this whole setup over there, someplace where maybe if dirt gets around somewhere, it's not a big deal. You might want to do this outside. Or if you have a big tray or a big plate that your parents are okay with you using, you might want to put those down just so you don't get lots of things dirty, because I know your parents don't want you to get dirt all over the house. So maybe go outside, and after you're outside and ready, then restart the video. Okay? So, just going to give you... Assuming you got all your stuff. You could have just paused the video and then kept on going. So, first things first, let me move this bag over here. I'm going to set up cups by putting some soil in them, okay? So, the cups that need soil are all of the ones except for cup number 4. Cup number 4 is not getting soil. Cup number 5 might not be getting soil, depending on what you're doing with your experiment with it. For mine experiment, I'm going to be giving it soil, I think. So I'm doing this in a separate color because, you know, you might be doing something different for your cup number 5. I think for my cup number 5, I'm going to end up putting soil in it. So I'm putting soil in all of the cups except for cup number 5. I'm just going to, let me do this on screen. I'm going to, my bag has a little twisty tie on it. So I'm going to untwisty tie it, open up the bag, do-do-do-do-do, bum-ba-dum-ba-dum, there it goes. And I'm going to start putting soil in all of my cups. Now, something, guys, we're always doing in science is observing. So look at your soil. Feel it with your hands, right? You can always wash your hands if they get dirty. It's not a big deal. And smell it. What does it smell like? Ooh, mine smells really, really good, actually. I love the smell of fresh soil. And we're going to try and get about the same amount of soil in each of our cups. So I'm just kind of scooping it up and into there. Oops. This is why you do it over a tray, because I'm spilling, or someplace outside maybe, because I'm spilling soil everywhere. And I'm sure your parents don't want you to do that in your house. So I got some more soil in that cup. Getting some more soil in cup number 2. Putting soil in my cup, putting soil in my cup, just putting some soil in my cup. Do you guys have any other dirt, cup, and soil songs? Dirt in my cup, dirt in my cup, just put in some dirt into my cup. Okay, got 3 cups full of dirt, about the same amount. Last one, cup number 1, putting soil into cup number 1. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Sorry, this is a little bit boring, but hopefully you're doing this along with me. Okay, getting soil in cup number 1. If I'm going way faster than you, just pause the video. Okay, and when you're ready, restart it. But I'm almost done putting soil into my cups. And I got a little bit of extra soil in this bag. I'm actually going to keep that soil. I might want to use that for a later experiment. So I'm going to tie this bag back up. As you saw, I got my notebook a little bit dirty. I'm going to tie this back up with my twisty tie. Maybe you want to get your parents to help you with this if this is something that is hard for you. It's always a good idea to ask for help if you're struggling. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum, dum-da-dum-da-dum, dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. There we go. So we've got soil in 4 cups. All of the cups except for bag number 4. I'm going to get the soil that's on my notebook, put it into my cups. Sometimes notebooks get dirty. That's okay. It's just dirt. And we're going to continue to set this up. Now, what are we going to do with cup number 4? We're just going to put seeds straight in? That's an idea, but I think what I want us to do instead is to put foam into it. Foam and paper towels. So I told you guys you're going to need foam. Oops, dropped mine on the floor over there. Let me go grab that. We're going to put this piece of foam right into cup number 4. If you have foam that is like this foam, then just fold it like that. See what I did? I just folded it in half. And put it in the cup. Okay. And then what I want you guys to do is go to your bag number 5. And in bag number 5, you got some paper towels. You should have 3 paper towels in bag number 5. Or they're like more like paper napkins. Okay? I want you to keep one of those paper towels, paper napkins. Keep it in bag number 5. We're going to use that for another experiment. And the other 2, though, you can put over on top of cup number 4. You might actually not even need to use 2. That's actually probably going to be enough for me. But, you know, if you want to, you can stick the other one on top as well. Again, you can do this with the foam that's shaped like that. Most of the 4th graders have foam that's shaped like this. If you're 6th grader, you'll probably have foam that's shaped like this. Same old deal. Just put in the paper towels, kind of like squishing it in there so that it completely covers up. And I really only need 1 paper towel. I'm going to keep my other one. Because I might want to use that in a later experiment. Okay, so we've got our cups set up. We've got cup number 1. I'm going to put these in order so I remember them. Cup number 2. They have soil. And, oh, something I did wrong. I want to make sure. I'm zipping back up my bag. I think we're done. Oh, we're not quite done with this. So I'm going to keep that actually aside, to the side. Cup number 3. Cup number 4. And then our special cup number 5. I might actually put this off to the side for a second because cup number 5 we'll do at the very end of the video because it's special. Okay, what's next? Next is to put some seeds in our cups. So, let's put, what you're going to do to put your seeds in your cup is you're going to take 2 pinches of each seed, of a seed. So pinch number 1, I'm just going to sprinkle that over the top of my cup. Pinch number 2. Okay, 2 pinches of seeds. Pinch number 1. Pinch number 2. Pinch number 1. That's for cup number 3. Pinch number 2. Pinch number 1 for cup number 4. Really try and keep these ones at the top of your cup. Okay, try not to have them go down into the cracks if you can. So if you need to get a little bit of an extra, just do this one a little bit slower. Okay, that's okay. Trying to keep those, I'm even give a 3rd pinch on this because I really want to spread these out. Okay, did 2.5 pinches. Okay, so now we've got seeds, and let me just point out the fact that seeds are in each, let me do this with the red pen so you can see. Seeds are in each cup. Okay, so we put seeds in each cup. We put soil in cup number 1, cup number 2, cup number 3, not cup number 4, and in cup number 5. So that's what we've done so far. Okay, so what do we need next? What we need next is, let's go to the top column, water. Okay, I got my cup, my big cup of water. Hey guys, if I'm going too fast for you, pause the video, catch up, okay? And then you can continue watching when you're ready, okay? So here's cup number 1, okay? I'm gonna just slowly pour in water into cup number 1. Whoa, that was really interesting what's happened. Did you see that? I don't know if you were able to. You'll notice it when you do it for yourself. I see this like big, it kind of like kind of stuck up a little bit. Did you see how little water I put in there to start with? Very, very little water to start with. I'm actually going to wait for that water to soak in before I put any more water. Water sometimes does this. It takes a little bit of time for it to soak in. So we're just going to wait. Maybe I'll start watering just a little bit of time. Not number 2. I almost messed up our entire experiment. I'm going to put number 2 aside. Okay? I don't want to mess up our experiment. Number 2 is not getting water. Cup number 2, no water in cup number 2. See? No water. Put some water in cup number 3, though. That one is getting water. Okay, did you see what happened? That's really cool. Love how it kind of like burst up. Gonna let that soak in. Cup number 4, guys, let's be really delicate and careful with this. I don't want to just pour the water in really fast, otherwise it's going to knock off my seeds. I'm just going to do a couple of drops at a time. And it's we barely need any water at all to start with. Then you can add more. But we just want the paper towel to get wet, to get moist. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? I'm going really super slowly. If you pour too fast, all of the seeds are going to be knocked off of the cup, of the paper towel. Okay. So, when you're ready, go back to cup number 1. Do you see how the water kind of soaked in there? What I want to do is I want to keep on watering the ones that are getting water until they're like a little bit moist. We don't want to overwater them. We don't want to like put a ton of water. But we want to wait until the whole thing feels moist. And you're going to have to use your fingers and your observation skills with your hands to feel it until it is moist. And so we're continuing to add water until after it kind of sits for a little bit, it's moist. Okay, so I'm doing that for that one. Feeling my paper towel again. Might actually add a little bit more water to this. Again, I'm going very slowly. Okay, feeling back in these cups again. I think I can add a little bit more water. I think about half a cup is kind of what I want to add in total after I've kind of gone through this a couple of times to each cup. Yeah, this one's not exactly as moist as I want it to be. I don't want it to be soaking wet, but I want it to be moist. So I'm adding a little bit more water. Okay. Cool. So now we've got cup number 1, cup number 3, cup number 4. All of those have water in them. Water, water, water. 5, holding off on 5 for a minute. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing for cup number 5 at the very end of this video in case you want some inspiration. Maybe you want to be doing something completely different for cup number 5. So I don't want to take the time on it right now in case you want to just not even watch that part and do your own thing. Okay, so what do we need next? I think we already have space in all of these. What I meant by space, or what my class who came up with it meant by it, was like an area for this to grow. That's what the cup is. So they all got space. Maybe for cup number 5, you could put your things into something that doesn't have as much space. Maybe you put all of your seeds into like a tiny little container. And so it wouldn't have space. So, you know, do what you want for cup number 5. I'm going to put cup number 2 back on our thing. And the last one that I need to deal with is cup number 3, or light. The last thing we need to do is light. So if we are just leaving this out by a window, then it would have light. right? Light would come in. In fact, there's light from the window over there, and this is right outside my classroom, that is going to be giving light to all of these. Except we don't want cup number 3. We don't want that one to be getting light. So what are we going to do to make sure that there is no light on it? So there's a couple of different options that we have. One of the ones that I quite like is to put something over this. I should have said for you guys to grab it out. To put something over your cup, like every single person in their kits has CD cases. And CD cases are a pretty good option to put and cover up the light on the cup. You could just kind of put your CD case, especially if it still has the paper in it, and then light won't be able to get in. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to cover up the camera lens with this, and I want you guys to say, what do you see? Think about, what are you seeing right now? I've covered up the camera lens with my CD case. What I notice happens is I'm seeing black. I'm seeing nothing. Or a very, very light color. And that's because light isn't coming in. Okay? So if you put your CD case over cup number 4, now light is not going to be able to get into the cup. Okay? So my cup number 4 now is ready. It doesn't have light, but all of the other ones do. So cup number 1 is going to have light because it's not covered. Cup number 2 is going to have light because it's not covered. Cup number 4 isn't covered either, so it's going to have light. So we've set up all of our cups except for cup number 5. Again, you're going to be doing that however you think is best. And we're getting close to be putting these cups by a windowsill or outside, whatever spot that you think is good. Maybe talk with your parents or family about it. Figure out a spot that works best. Something that you should think about is making sure that it's not going to be somewhere that'll be spilled by a pet or a family member, like a little kid, if you have a little brother or sister, and get dirty everywhere. So maybe find a place outside is a pretty good place. But it also needs to be, if it's inside, you need to make sure that it's someplace like that's by a window. Because we need these ones to be getting light. Okay? Now, what you should do next, we're almost at that point, but what I want you guys to do is we need to be thinking about observing and taking care of these plants for not just today when you set up the experiment, but for 2 whole weeks. So I want you to flip your notebook over to the next page, and if you want, you can grab out a ruler, because this might help you make some straight lines. You don't need to, but I otherwise on my own, I don't usually draw very good lines. And we're going to make a chart to help us keep track of watering and observing our plants or our seeds or our cups, whatever they are. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label the first page with the cup numbers. 1, 2, could probably do it at the top actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I made a little mistake. I can always just cross that out or erase it. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then I'm going to use my ruler. This should be in your box to make some lines. I make some lines. You don't have to use a ruler. I just like straight lines sometimes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing really does in life. Okay, so I'm just making some lines. This is taking a minute. Sorry, thank you for being patient. Cool. And then I'm going to make some lines going this way. And I'm going to make 6 lines going down because I'm going to make 7 boxes, 1 for each day of the week. Let's see. Today is Tuesday. So I'm actually going to start with Tuesday. If you're doing this class on a different day, then you're going to start on a different day if you're getting this started on a different day. But this is for Mr. Raudebush's class that I'm starting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm just writing the letters. Thursday, I'm going to write TH. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then back to Tuesday, which will continue over here. So you're going to do this again on the other piece of paper. And I'm just going to try and do this really quickly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the video if it's taking you more time than me. This is going to be week 2, because we have 2 weeks between every science class, which is too much time. I wish I could see you guys more often. Bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Cool. So this is week 2. Here's week 1. Gonna do starting on Tuesday again, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Have your parents help you with this if this is hard. There's no problem asking for help. Or ask me if you're having some trouble. You can always email me. And what we're going to be doing on this piece of paper is we're going to be keeping track. First off, did you water it on this day? I want you guys, for the ones that were being watered, to water them every single day. So for cup number 1, first what I'm going to say is that I watered it. I didn't water this one because I wasn't supposed to water cup number 2. Then I watered this one, and I watered this one. Okay? And then you decide what you're doing for cup number 5. Okay? And you're also going to be adding observations. Anything that you're noticing. Okay? Anything you're noticing, I want you to put into these boxes. Now, there's not a ton of room in these boxes, so you don't have to put much. You don't have to put all of your observations. You can try. You can try to put as much as you possibly see. You could talk about all the things you notice about the seeds, about the dirt. But because there's so little space, and I know some of us, like me, I write really big. I probably won't have the space to write out everything I want to. I'm just going to write a few things. So, I'm just going to write maybe seeds and soil wet. Seeds, soil, dry. Same for here. Number 3, look under this. Basically the same. Seeds, soil, wet. Seeds, towel, wet. Number 5, put in that later. Now, if you guys start to see things grow, put it in there, right? If you start to see little green things, write that, okay, on the day that you see it. I want you to keep track of every single day that you water it. Let's say you miss a day. It's not a big deal, okay? Don't make up that you watered it if you didn't water it, though. That's really, really something that is very bad to do in science. Making up, this is our data. You never make up data. Just skip it, skip the day, say that, and on the next day, let's say you forgot to water on Wednesday, skip it, say what you noticed on Thursday. Much, much better. You will get more points if you're doing that sort of thing than making up data. Okay, and it'll be much, much better. Okay, and you're going to be keeping track of this every day. Now, something that I realized is, and every single day, you're going to be coming to your cups, and you are going to be checking the soil For cups 1, you're going to lift up this one, the CD case or the book if you put a book on top. For cup number 3, checking to make sure it feels wet. If it doesn't feel wet, that one could use a little bit more water. I'll add some water. Should be watering these every single day. Don't overwater them, but make sure you're putting some water in them every single day. Okay? For cup number 3, make sure you put your thing that is on top of it back. Let's say your cups get knocked over. Write down on Thursday, the day that they got knocked over, things got knocked over. It happens, guys. That's what happens for real life experiments. Things happen. And so just be writing down your data, okay? And keeping track of everything that happens. This is a really, really big part of the experiment. And so the next part is we're basically done setting up our experiment. You're going to go over and take your cups to some windowsill, to outside, wherever you think it should go for your talking with your parents and your family, and let it stay there overnight. Let it stay there for 2 weeks, filling out this chart every single day, watering it once a day. You'll be taking a picture of this and sending it to me to show that you've done your homework. You'll also take a picture of your plants at the end of this experiment, okay? Now, for those of you who have an idea about what they're going to do for cup number 5, great. Good job. And you're basically done. And, let me know if you have any problems. For those of you who don't know what you're going to do with cup number 5, I'm going to spend a second, careful guys, not to spill your soil. I'm going to spend a second talking about one idea, something that I'm going to be doing in my cup number 5. You can copy me or you can come up with your own idea. So right, cup number 5, we're allowed to do whatever we want with cup number 5. And what I want to do, I'm going to just kind of put these other ones to the side. So I just have my cup number 5 out. What I want to do is I want to plant some different kinds of seeds. If you take out bag number 5, you should see there's a little bag in here that has some other kinds of seeds, including beans. Are beans seeds? I want to see if these will grow. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do basically the same thing that I did with my other seeds. I'm just going to put these other random seeds, a whole bunch of different kinds, to see if they'll grow. So the thing that I'm changing for cup number 5, if I go back over to here, I don't need to use all the seeds. If I go back over here, the thing that I'm changing is different, let's use a different color, different seed. These are mystery seeds. I don't even know what's in here, but there's a lot of really cool ones. There's some like blue ones in there. There's beans. I want to see if it'll still grow if you have different kinds of seeds. Other things you could change about this is like how much water you're giving. I'm going to keep the amount of water the same in mine. Again, I'm doing this in a different color. I'm putting this water over here because the only thing I'm changing is the seeds. But let's say you could change and put a ton of water in here and see what happens. That's a pretty cool idea for an experiment. Again, this is up to you what you're doing for that one. I'm going to not put anything on top of it. So it's going to have light. Okay, it's going to have space. And we're going to do this for 2 weeks, so there'll be time. And then I'll come back over to here. And I will say that I watered it. Say there's different seeds. Wet soil. Okay. And so now I'm going to add a little bit of water because I'm feeling to make sure it's moist. It wasn't quite as moist as I wanted it to be, but it's almost done. I will put all of my cups back. Good tip, keep number 2 separate. because you don't want to water that one. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put this stuff on this, where am I going to put it? Yeah, I'm going to put it all on the windowsill. I'm going to put all my cups on my windowsill so they can grow over here. Let's see if I can balance this guy. Okay. And I'm gonna put cup number 2, which is not supposed to have water in it, way separate, way to the side, so I don't forget, so I don't accidentally water it. I'm gonna face these cup numbers out so we can see the numbers, and they're good to go. Now I just need to check on them every day. Notice what happens, and just kind of observe. Okay, here's my cup number 2. It's super separate. I put it away to the side. But thank you guys. I know this was a long video, but I'm really, really excited for you guys to be doing this experiment. Should be a lot of fun. Please send me an email if you have any trouble or any questions. You guys are great, and so stay awesome, okay? Bye.